There are moments in life when faith doesn't just whisper. It takes a step. It draws a line in the sand and walks forward. The Torah portion, Parashat Vayigash, opens with one of the most electric, most charged words in the entire Bible, Vayigash approached. This isn't just any approach. The Midrash tells us that when Yehuda stepped toward the powerful Egyptian visitor, he was approaching for three things at once: for war, for prayer, and for peace. This wasn't a polite conversation. This was a man walking into a fire, ready for anything. He was putting his life on the line for his younger brother Benjamin. And if you have ever faced a moment where everything you love it's a story about the most dangerous and most necessary step you can take. And that act of teshuvah, of return, didn't just erase his past, it transformed it. It forged his mistake into moral authority. This is the spiritual engine driving the story. Kabbalah teaches that Yehuda represents the quality of Melkut, which means kingship, action, and doing. Yosef, on the other hand, represents Yesod, foundation, self-control, and restraint. For years, Yosef held back his identity, testing his brothers. But redemption can't happen when one person holds all the power. Redemption happens when courageous action confronts powerful restraint with unfiltered truths. And notice what's missing here. There are no parting seas, no angels, no divine dreams. This profound moment of biblical history is driven by one thing: a man, broken and transformed by his past, looking a ruler in the eye and saying, "Let your servant, I pray you, remain instead of the boy as a slave to my Lord, and let the boy go up with his brothers. Take me instead." It's the rawest form of leadership and love. It's the decision that changes everything. Where are the women in this high-stakes drama? They're off stage, but their influence is the very ground the story stands on. The Midrash teaches that Rachel, who died in childbirth, her tears still echo through the life of her youngest son, Benjamin. Her sorrow is the silent plea that hangs in the air. Then there's Tamar. Her courage, her refusal to be erased. Aziz, what forced Yehuda to confront his own character. She was the architect of his moral backbone. And what about Asenath, Yosef's Egyptian wife? The tradition suggests she was quietly holding a space for this reconciliation to even be possible. The women in the Torah often prepare the soul for the moment long before the moment arrives. Their faith isn't always in the loud confrontation. Sometimes, their faith is in raising sons who can stand alone, in shaping men who know how to take responsibility, in weaving the spiritual fabric that allows for healing. They teach us that faith is not always about stepping forward. Sometimes, it's about building the person who will be ready when it's their time to step forward. Let me tell you about my own Vayigash moment. 2. There was a season in my life when everything I trusted just collapsed. A project, a relationship, a path I thought was divinely guided, all fell apart at once. I felt like I had done everything right. I had followed the guidance I was given. I had been honest and diligent. And yet, I found myself standing accused, misunderstood, with my future completely on hold. Just like Yehuda, I felt like I had three choices. I could retreat in shame and just let it all go. I could get defensive, fight back, and try to prove I was right. Or I could do the hardest thing, step forward into the silence. Speak my truth one more time without any guarantee of how it would be received, and trust I prayed. I cried. I spent days just feeling lost. And then the moment came. Wait, it was a single conversation, a single choice. There was just silence. It was in that silence that I learned the deepest lesson. And you still move forward, trusting the character he has built in you. That's the real test. He orders everyone out of the room and cries out, "I am Yosef. Is my father still alive?" The Zohar, a foundational text of Jewish mysticism, explains that when truth is spoken from a place of pure self-sacrifice, masks cannot survive. All the years of pretending, of being the powerful Egyptian vizier, it all shatters in an instant. Because redemption is painful, even when it's good. Healing hurts. Letting go of old wounds and embracing a new reality is an overwhelming emotional flood. So, in my own story, did I win or lose that test? Looking back, I can say with certainty that I won. Not because everything worked out perfectly, or immediately it didn't. I won because in that moment of decision, I did not betray the person I had become through all my trials. Vayigash teaches us that faith is not a passive waiting game. It's an action. It teaches that sometimes staying silent isn't humility, it's fear. Stepping forward in truth, even when your voice is trembling and your knees are weak, is the victory itself. Sometimes, the great moment of redemption doesn't begin with God speaking from a whirlwind. It begins with you drawing near. Vayigash. And in that one step, everything changes.